Stop, be still, and hear me now. This is not a moment you stumbled into by chance, nor is it an ordinary message. I, the Lord your God, have called you here, and I have ordered the steps that led you to this very place. You may feel weary, weighed down by years of struggle, or uncertain of what lies ahead. Perhaps you have wrestled with prayers that seemed unanswered, or with doubts that left you wondering if I still see you, if I still hear you, if I still care. But hear me clearly. This is not coincidence. This is my divine timing. I have appointed this moment to speak directly into your spirit, to remind you of who you are, and to reveal what I am doing in you even now. The Holy Spirit is moving within you. You may have sensed the stirring already, a gentle shifting you cannot explain. The words you once whispered in prayer have not been lost. They have been planted as powerful seeds, and now, in my timing, they are beginning to bloom. I am renewing your mind, reshaping your heart, and even altering how the world will see and respond to you. This is not a small change. It is not merely a shift in circumstance. It is a divine renewal. The desires you have carried, the tears you have cried, the faith you have held on to through long nights are now aligning with my perfect plan. So I say to you, prepare your spirit, ready your heart. What I am about to reveal will unlock a deeper understanding of my power at work within you, transforming you from the inside out. If you are ready to declare your faith, to align yourself with this sacred word, then mark this moment by commenting 777 below. Share this message so others may awaken, and subscribe so that together you may walk as a community of faith. For I tell you, this is your appointed time, and I am with you now. My child, listen closely, for what I am about to reveal to you is not a distant truth meant for someone else. It is for you, here and now. My spirit is not merely a gentle whisper in the background of your life, offering comfort in quiet moments. My spirit is fire, holy, consuming, and alive. It is a fire that burns through everything that is unworthy of who I have called you to be. It does not settle for surface change. It goes to the very depths of your soul, purifying what is broken, stripping away the habits that no longer serve you, and releasing you from the weight of wounds you have carried for far too long. You have prayed for transformation, and I have answered. But understand this: transformation does not come without the fire. When my spirit moves, it does not wait for your permission. It does not pause until you feel ready. It acts with divine authority, because I know what you truly need before you even ask. You may have wondered why life has felt so disrupted, why familiar things have fallen apart, why you have been pressed in ways you never expected. Do not mistake disruption for abandonment. What you are experiencing is not chaos for chaos' sake. It is the holy work of refining. Like gold placed into the furnace, you are being purified, shaped, and prepared for something greater than you can see right now. My spirit is not interested in minor adjustments. It redefines your life entirely. You may feel as though the ground beneath you has been shaken, that the whirlwind has pulled away your comfort, that the familiar landmarks of your life are no longer standing where they once were. Yet in this whirlwind, I am building something magnificent. I am not tearing you down to leave you broken. I am removing what cannot remain so that the true strength, the true beauty, the true calling I placed within you may rise. Do not fear the fire, for the fire is not meant to consume you. It is meant to free you, Have you not read my promise in Isaiah 43:2? When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. These are not just words to comfort you. They are the eternal truth of my covenant with you. When you feel the intensity of the flame, when you feel the weight of trials pressing upon you, remember that this fire cannot destroy you. It has no power to end you. For I have declared your life has purpose. This refining is designed to prepare you for greatness, to strip away what was holding you back, so that you may step fully into the destiny I have prepared. Think of the struggles you have faced, the nights you have wept, the seasons where you thought you could not endure another day. Do you see how those very moments shaped you, how they revealed a strength within you that you did not know existed? That strength was my Spirit at work, empowering you to endure and to rise again. What you thought would crush you has become the very thing that builds you. What you thought would end you has instead become the fire that forges you. I know that this process feels painful. Let me assure you, I am not blind to your suffering. Every tear you have shed, I have seen. Every groan of your heart, I have heard. But you must understand, without the fire, you cannot carry the weight of the calling I have placed upon your life. Without the refining, you cannot step into the greatness for which I designed you. I am not interested in leaving you half-healed, half-transformed, half-alive. I am making you whole, and wholeness requires fire. So when you feel pressed beyond what you can bear, remember, you are not standing alone in the flame. I am with you. I am the fourth man in the furnace, just as I was with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The fire that surrounded them could not harm them, for my presence was their shield, and so it is with you. Even when the flames rise high, even when the heat is unbearable, you are covered, you are protected, you are mine. And here is the mystery. As my Spirit burns away what is unworthy, it simultaneously breathes into you a strength you never thought possible. Courage begins to rise in the places where fear once ruled. Peace begins to settle in the areas once filled with chaos. Clarity begins to shine where confusion clouded your steps. My Spirit not only removes what hinders you, but also fills you with the power to walk forward in confidence, unafraid of what lies ahead. Do you see now why the journey has been so hard? It is not because I have forsaken you. It is because I am equipping you. Every trial you have endured has been forging a resilience, a spiritual muscle that will allow you to stand in the days to come. Every challenge has been building a testimony that will not only sustain you, but will shine as a light for others. The pain has not been wasted. The fire has not been purposeless. It is all working together for the glory of my plan in your life. What if the very trials you are walking through now are the tools I am using to make you capable of extraordinary things? What if the discomfort you feel is not punishment, but preparation? When you emerge from this season, you will not be the same. You will not just be changed, you will be empowered. Empowered to live with clarity. Empowered to love with compassion. Empowered to walk in boldness. Empowered to fulfill the divine purpose that has been written over your life since the beginning of time. So take heart, beloved. Do not shrink back from the fire. Do not despise the refining. Lift your eyes and see what I am doing. For though it feels painful, it is producing glory. Though it feels heavy, it is creating strength. Though it feels uncertain, it is building unshakable faith. Trust the work of my Spirit, for it is not to harm you, but to prepare you. The fire you feel is the evidence that I am near, that I am shaping you, and that I will not stop until my image shines through you. Walk forward with courage, knowing this truth. You are not being destroyed. You are being refined. You are not being abandoned. You are being equipped. You are not being consumed. You are being prepared. My Spirit is at work within you, transforming you from the inside out. And when you step out of the fire, the world will see not what you lost, but who you have become in me, stronger, purer, and ready for the destiny that awaits. And now, my child, hear this. When my Spirit takes hold of your life, the changes are not hidden. They are not silent whispers that remain concealed in the shadows. They are undeniable signs, markers of my presence, evidence that I am dwelling within you and shaping you for my glory. These signs will not only transform your inner being, but they will radiate outward in such a way that others cannot help but notice. They will see the hand of God upon you. They will recognize that something beyond human strength has touched your life. Understand that this transformation is not a fleeting rush of inspiration. It is not a temporary emotional surge that fades when the moment passes. It is lasting, profound, and unshakable. My Spirit plants evidence within you that endures, just as light cannot be hidden when placed on a hilltop. Did I not declare in Matthew chapter 5:16, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven"? This is the purpose of the signs I place in your life. They are not for vanity or pride. They are living testimonies that reveal my power working through you and point others back to me. But you must also know this: the signs of my Spirit are not born in comfort. They emerge in the breaking, in the surrender, in the moments when the old self is being stripped away. My Spirit does not refine you gently, as though polishing the surface of what already exists. No, I go deeper. I uproot what has no place in your future. I tear down what hinders your destiny. I dismantle the false patterns, the old wounds, and the broken ways of thinking. The process is not easy, and at times it may feel like loss. But through this loss, my light begins to shine. Through the discomfort, my glory begins to reflect through you. And it is through this refining that undeniable signs of transformation appear. These signs will be visible not only to you, but to those around you. The radiance of my Spirit within you will be like a beacon, drawing attention to the change that cannot be explained by natural means. Some will marvel, some will be inspired, and some will resist because the light exposes what they are unwilling to face within themselves. Do not be surprised when your transformation provokes both admiration and opposition. For as much as light brings comfort, it also confronts darkness. Still, you must not shrink back. For these signs are not given to you in vain. They serve as confirmation that my hand is upon you, and they serve as inspiration for others to believe in what I can do. When people see the glow of peace on your face, when they notice the calm in your spirit, when they observe the shift in your priorities, they will know that you are not who you once were. They may not understand the source, but they cannot deny the evidence. And as they see, many will be drawn, not to you, but to me, the God who transforms lives from within. Do not fear the process. Do not despise the breaking. For through it, 3 undeniable signs will emerge. Signs that will confirm my spirit is alive in you. Signs that will make my glory visible in your life. Signs that will testify to the world that I am at work. These are not small matters. They are sacred marks of renewal, proof that heaven has touched earth within you. And as you embrace them, you will step into a deeper understanding of my purpose, and you will become a living witness of my power and love for all to see. This is the promise. When my spirit transforms you, the world will not only hear it, they will see it. And when they see it, they will know that I, the Lord your God, am alive in you. My beloved, now hear the first sign of my spirit alive within you. A transformation so visible, so undeniable, that it radiates even through your countenance. This change does not come from paint upon the skin, powders upon the face, or the fleeting work of cosmetics. It does not come from human efforts to appear more beautiful, more rested, or more appealing. No. This change comes from the fire of my spirit working deep within you, and it shines outward as light. What once was heavy becomes lifted. What once was marked by sorrow becomes renewed. The face that carried the weight of grief, pain, and exhaustion begins to glow with peace, joy, and holy purpose. This is not a surface brightness. It is the reflection of my presence alive within you. Your eyes, the very windows of your soul, begin to reveal the transformation I have ordained. Where once they were clouded by despair, confusion, or the weariness of life's long journey, they now carry a depth that others cannot ignore. They shine with my spirit's light, a divine intensity that reveals hope where hopelessness once lived, clarity where fog once ruled, and life where death seemed near. Others may notice and wonder. They may say, "You seem different. Have you found more rest? Have you changed your lifestyle?" But they will not understand that what they see is not the result of human effort. It is my spirit. It is my glory shining from within you, declaring silently yet powerfully, "This one has been touched by God." Do you remember my servant Moses? When he descended from Mount Sinai after being in my presence, his face shone so brightly with my glory that the people could not even bear to look upon him. Exodus 34:29 records that he wore a veil to cover the radiance. For the reflection of my presence was overwhelming. So it is with you, though perhaps not in the same outward blaze of light. Yet those who encounter you cannot deny that something within you radiates. They see the glow of peace that does not match your circumstances. They sense the joy that does not come from external pleasures. They perceive the confidence in your posture, the calm in your expression, the warmth in your smile. All of these are signs of my spirit alive within you, refining your inner being and reflecting it through your very appearance. This radiance cannot be manufactured. No effort of man can create what only I can place within. This is why the glow does not fade like makeup washed away at night. It does not diminish with age, nor does it depend upon the strength of your body. For though outwardly you may waste away, inwardly you are being renewed day by day. And that renewal shines outward for all to see. It is a light that declares, "I am with you," and no shadow can overcome it. Yet I must also tell you this truth. Not everyone will rejoice in the light you now carry. Some will celebrate the transformation. They will be drawn to you, inspired by the peace you radiate, curious about the source of your strength. They will see in you a reflection of what they themselves long for but have not found. But there will be others. Those who thrived when you lived broken, those who fed on your weakness, those who controlled the old version of you, who will be unsettled by your glow. They will feel threatened by your new confidence, intimidated by your peace, exposed by your radiance. They will sneer and mock. They will whisper, "Who do you think you are now?" They will attempt to belittle you, to drag you back into the shadows where your light cannot shine. Do not be surprised by their resistance, for what they resist is not truly you, it is me in you. The darkness in them cannot bear the light shining through you. Narcissists, manipulators, those with controlling spirits, they will recoil because your transformation reminds them of what they refuse to face. They will try to pull you back into the version of yourself that they could manipulate, the version they could diminish. But hear me, the new you is not theirs to touch. The new you has been sealed by my Spirit, empowered by my presence, and set apart for my glory. The light within you cannot be extinguished. No one can snuff out what I have ignited. This glow is not vanity, it is testimony. It is the sign to the world that I am real, that I am working, that I dwell within those who believe. And even when opposition rises, even when accusations are hurled, even when jealousy festers around you, stand firm. For the light is not yours alone. It belongs to me, and I have entrusted it to you so that you may shine. Did not my Son say, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven"? This is your calling, not to hide the glow, not to cover the radiance, but to let it burn brightly as a testimony to who I am. Think of what this means. Every time someone looks into your eyes and sees peace, they are seeing me. Every time they notice joy on your face in the midst of trials, they are seeing me. Every time your presence brings calm into a room or hope into a conversation, they are experiencing my Spirit. What if your light is the very sign another person needs to seek me for themselves? What if your radiance is the spark that ignites faith in a weary soul? Do not underestimate the power of this sign. It is more than appearance. It is not about vanity, nor is it about self-image. It is about a living witness. You are a mirror reflecting the beauty of my Spirit, polished daily as you surrender more and more to my refining hand. And as that mirror becomes clearer, as it shines brighter, it directs others back to the source, back to me. But understand this also. The glow is not instantaneous. Just as the dawn slowly brightens into full daylight, so too does the light of my Spirit in you grow stronger with time, surrender, and faith. With every moment you yield to me, the radiance increases. With every prayer you lift, every word of truth you receive, every step of obedience you take, my glory becomes more visible in your life. And though opposition may rise, though resistance may come, no one can dim what I have placed within you. So do not hide your light. Do not shrink from shining because it unsettles those still in darkness. Stand firm, for you are not called to please people. You are called to glorify me. When you shine, you become a beacon for those lost in shadow, a living testimony of what I can do. And even if some turn against you, even if they accuse you of arrogance or dismiss your transformation, know this: your light is not about them, it is about me. I tell you now, beloved, The first sign of my spirit within you is the visible transformation of your very being. Your appearance becomes a testimony, your face a reflection of my peace, your eyes a window into my joy, your posture a declaration of my strength. The radiance is real. It cannot be explained away, and it cannot be denied. Embrace it and let it shine. For no one, not even the darkest opposition, can extinguish the light I have placed within you. And that light, shining through you, will glorify my name for all the world to see. My beloved, the second sign of my spirit alive within you is the profound shift in your behavior and in the priorities that govern your life. This is not a shallow modification or an attempt to polish the surface of who you are. This is a deep work, a restructuring of your very desires, the quiet redirection of your heart and the steady reordering of your steps. Before my spirit began to move within you, much of your energy may have been consumed in chasing after the recognition of others, longing for approval and pursuing pleasures that faded quickly and left you emptier than before. Perhaps anger rose easily, habits held you captive, and relationships that drained your soul felt too difficult to release. But when my spirit takes residence within you, these patterns lose their hold. The old appetites no longer satisfy. The cravings that once consumed you begin to fall silent, and a new hunger awakens within your heart. A hunger for righteousness, a thirst for truth, a longing for a life aligned with my will. This change does not come through your striving alone. It is not the result of self-discipline or human determination. It is the fruit of my spirit working within you. What once drew you now feels foreign. The situations you once sought now feel empty. And in their place, I plant within you a desire for peace, for purity, for choices that bring life instead of destruction. Where anger once burned hot, patience begins to flow. Where chaos once dictated your decisions, calm now steadies your heart. Where bitterness once lingered, forgiveness begins to form. This is the evidence of transformation. The world may not understand it. Those who once knew you only by your impulses, your weaknesses, or your addictions may stand confused. They may ask why the things that once thrilled you no longer move you, why you now walk away from conversations filled with gossip, why you now guard your heart instead of chasing after every fleeting passion. They will not recognize that what they see is not restraint born of effort, but the fruit of my spirit within you. Galatians chapter 5:22-23 declares this truth. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These are not qualities you force upon yourself. They are the natural outflow of my presence in you. Self-control, in particular, becomes a clear marker of my Spirit's work. No longer are you driven by every impulse or swayed by every emotion. Instead, you learn to pause, to ask, what would the Lord have me do? That moment of reflection is not weakness. It is strength, born of surrender to my will. It is the evidence that my Spirit is guiding your decisions, teaching you to walk in wisdom rather than compulsion. But I will not deceive you into thinking this process is easy. Transformation is not without its struggles. There will be days when the old habits whisper again, when the old relationships tug at your heart, when the comfort of the past feels safer than the uncertainty of the future. There will be times when you wonder if the change is worth the cost, when the path of obedience feels uphill, when surrender feels too heavy. Yet hear me. Every step you take away from the old, is a step closer to freedom. Every moment you resist the call of your past is a moment you step into the destiny I have prepared for you. Letting go is never simple. Familiar patterns, even harmful ones, can feel deceptively safe. But I have not called you to safety. I have called you to purpose. Jeremiah 29:11 proclaims, "My promise, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." If you cling to what was, you cannot step into what is to come. But if you trust me enough to release what no longer serves you, you will discover the freedom of walking in my plan. Yes, the battle may be fierce. There will be voices that tempt you to return, circumstances that test your resolve, moments that challenge your faith. But each victory, no matter how small, is a testimony to my power working within you. Each time you choose peace over anger, faith over fear, love over resentment, you are testifying to the world that I am alive in you. And every step forward weakens the chains of the past, until one day you look back and realize that what once bound you has no power at all. Do not despise the struggle. The discomfort is evidence that transformation is taking place. The tug of war between the old and the new is proof that you are moving forward. And even when you stumble, even when the past seems to whisper too loudly, remember that I am with you. My Spirit does not abandon you in the process. I strengthen you, I uphold you. I whisper into your spirit, as I said in Isaiah 41:10, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." You may feel weak, but weakness is not failure. It is the place where my strength is made perfect. What matters is not that you never falter, but that you keep moving forward, that you continue to yield, that you choose to trust even when it hurts. This is the journey of transformation, not perfection, but progress. So I ask you to imagine, what could your life become if you fully surrendered to this shift? What would it look like if every action, every priority, every decision flowed from my Spirit within you? Consider how much lighter your steps would feel if anger no longer controlled you. Imagine the peace in your home if love became your guiding principle. Think of the healing that would come if forgiveness replaced resentment, if patience overcame irritation, if gentleness took the place of harshness. This is not fantasy. It is the reality of my Spirit alive in you. Know this: I am not calling you out of your old life simply to strip you of what you once knew. I am calling you out so that I may give you something infinitely greater. I am not taking from you. I am giving to you. I am not robbing you of joy. I am leading you to joy that cannot be shaken. The chains that fall away are not your loss. They are your liberation. The habits you leave behind are not the end of your pleasure. They are the doorway to true freedom. Every time you choose me over the old life, you are declaring that your future matters more than your past. You are declaring that my purpose is greater than your pain. You are proclaiming that the person I am shaping you into is worth the struggle of leaving behind who you used to be. And as you continue to make these choices, you will find that the pull of the past weakens and the pull of my Spirit grows stronger. My child, the second sign of my Spirit within you is this unmistakable shift. Your behavior changes, your priorities transform, your life begins to align with my will. And though the process is painful at times, though the road is steep and the cost is real, it is the pathway to your destiny. For I have not called you to wander aimlessly, but to walk with purpose. I have not called you to remain bound, but to live free. And every step you take, every decision you make, every moment you surrender brings you deeper into the life I have always prepared for you. This is the fruit of my Spirit. This is the testimony of my work. This is the sign that you are mine. My beloved, the third sign of my Spirit alive within you is the evidence of fruit, the unmistakable harvest that grows not only within your heart, but also ripples outward into your relationships. When my Spirit dwells in you, your life cannot help but bear fruit. It is not the fruit of striving, nor the result of human willpower, but the natural overflow of my presence. Love begins to flow in ways it never has before. Joy rises even when circumstances remain hard. Peace becomes the anchor that steadies you in the storm, and self-control guards you when temptation calls. These are not temporary moods, nor fragile emotions that shift with the weather. They are enduring marks of my Spirit, gifts that transform you from the inside out and testify that I am alive in you. Love becomes the cornerstone, but this love is not shallow sentiment or mere affection. It is unconditional, rooted not in how others treat you, but in the way I have loved you. It is a love that forgives even when wounded, that shows kindness even when wronged, that seeks the good of others even at cost to self. This kind of love cannot be explained apart from me, for it flows through you as living water. And with that love comes joy, not a fragile joy that fades when trials arrive, but a deep, abiding joy anchored in the certainty that I am with you. It is a joy that confounds those around you, because it shines brightest in seasons where sorrow should dominate. This joy becomes a light, a witness that I am enough to satisfy the soul. Peace follows, not as the absence of problems, but as the calm assurance of my sovereignty. This peace guards your heart and mind like a shield. Even when storms rage, even when uncertainty clouds the future, you remain grounded because you know that nothing escapes my hand. Others will look at you and wonder how you remain steady when circumstances shift. And they will not understand that what steadies you is my Spirit within. Alongside peace, self-control emerges, empowering you to walk with wisdom. Where you once reacted in anger, now you pause. Where you once chased after desires, now you choose with discernment. This fruit is not weakness, it is strength, the evidence of a life anchored in my will. But the fruit of my Spirit does not stop at transforming your inner life. It touches every relationship around you. The way you speak, the way you treat others, the way you forgive, the way you stand firm, all of it begins to change. And as this happens, there will be shifts in your relationships. Some who once stood close will begin to drift away, not because you rejected them, but because the light within you reveals what they are unwilling to confront within themselves. Those who thrived on your weakness, who fed on your insecurities, who encouraged your brokenness, will no longer find a place near you. They will resist your growth, for they preferred the version of you that they could manipulate. This too is my work. Do not see it as loss, but as pruning. Just as a gardener cuts away branches that hinder the growth of the tree, so I remove relationships that cannot remain in your future. Though the cutting feels painful, it is protection, not punishment. It is preparation for what lies ahead. I am clearing the space so that new relationships can take root, relationships grounded in truth, strengthened by faith, and aligned with my purpose for your life. In place of those who pulled you down, I will bring those who lift you up. In place of those who drained you, I will send those who pour into you. In place of voices of doubt, I will surround you with voices of encouragement. Do not cling to what I am removing. Trust that what I take away, I replace with something better. Consider Jonathan and David, whose friendship strengthened David in his trials, a covenant bond that reflected my love. So too will I bring people into your life who will stand with you in faith, who will speak truth into your heart, who will walk alongside you in the journey I have set before you. These are divine connections, not born of chance, but orchestrated by my hand, placed in your life for your growth and for the fulfillment of my calling upon you. Yet I must prepare you. The pruning will not always be gentle. Some ties will feel as though they are torn, and some separations will cut deeply. At times you will feel alone, misunderstood, or abandoned. But even in these moments, know this: I am with you. I am not leaving you to wander without support. I am creating space because the version of you I am shaping cannot walk with everyone who is part of your past. Light and darkness do not walk hand in hand. And as my spirit grows within you, the incompatibility with those who cling to darkness becomes unavoidable. You may face accusations. Those who leave may call you judgmental, distant, or arrogant. They may twist your transformation into offense against them. But hear me clearly. This is not about them. This is about what I am doing in you. Your growth is not an attack on their comfort, though they may perceive it as such. Your light exposes, but it does not condemn. Still, those who are unwilling to confront their own struggles will push back against the radiance of my spirit in you. Do not let their rejection wound your soul. See it instead as confirmation that the fruit of the Spirit is alive in you. And as this fruit continues to grow, your life becomes a testimony. Others will notice the shift in your words, the patience in your reactions, the gentleness in your presence. They may not understand, but they cannot deny it. They will be drawn, not to you, but to me. Your relationships will no longer be built on fear or control, but on love and truth. And though some will fall away, what remains will be stronger, purer, and more aligned with my will. So do not fear the changes in your circle. Trust my pruning, for it is an act of love. I remove what hinders so that I may plant what will bless. I take away what drains so that I may give what strengthens. And in the end, you will find yourself surrounded by those who reflect my light, those who echo my truth, those who encourage your purpose. This is not loss. It is preparation. This is not rejection. It is alignment. This is not abandonment. It is the clearing of the way so that my plan may unfold in your relationships as well as in your heart. Therefore, embrace the fruit I am cultivating within you. Let love flow without condition. Let joy rise even in the storm. Let peace guard you in the trial. Let self-control guide your steps. And as these fruits flourish, know that they will reshape not only you, but the world around you. For when you bear my fruit, you reflect my nature. When you walk in love, peace, and joy, you carry my presence into every room, every conversation, every relationship. This is the third sign of my Spirit alive within you. The fruit that grows from within and the renewal of the relationships around you. It is the evidence that you are mine, that I am shaping you, and that your life is becoming a testimony for others to see. So let the fruit flourish. Let the pruning take place, and trust that what remains is what will carry you into the destiny I have written for you. Listen to me now, for what I am about to say is vital to your journey. Protect your peace. Guard it as though it were a sacred treasure, because it is. Your peace is not a fragile thing given by the world. It is the divine gift of my spirit within you. It is the unshakable assurance of my presence that steadies you through storms, holds you firm in chaos, and keeps your heart from being consumed by fear. And I tell you this truth: you must protect it with vigilance, for the enemy will try to steal it, and people will try to disturb it. But no one can take what I have placed in you unless you allow them to. Peace is not the absence of conflict, nor is it the silence of a life free from challenges. Peace is my presence dwelling with you even in the midst of storms. It is knowing that when winds howl and waves crash, I am still on the throne. It is the stillness that comes when you realize that I have gone before you, that I am walking with you, and that nothing can happen outside of my will for your life. This peace is not fragile. It is not weak. It is not momentary. It is strong, resilient, eternal, and it is yours to carry as long as you remain in me. To protect this peace, you must become intentional. Not every voice deserves access to your spirit. Not every conversation deserves your energy. Not every conflict requires your presence. Protecting your peace means knowing when to walk away from negativity, when to silence gossip, and when to set boundaries that keep your heart aligned with mine. You cannot pour yourself endlessly into people or places that drain you and expect to remain strong in your calling. You must choose what lifts your spirit, what aligns with my plan, what nourishes the seed I have planted in you. And yes, protecting your peace will require saying no. No to distractions that pull you off course. No to conversations that stir strife instead of building faith. No to people who continually drag you back into patterns I have already delivered you from. These boundaries are not walls of isolation. They are shields of wisdom. They keep your heart guarded so that my spirit may continue to flourish within you. For what good is it to gain approval from others if it costs you the very peace I have given you? Yet I must also tell you this: as my spirit transforms you, criticism will come. Rejection will follow. People will not always celebrate the change they see in you. In fact, many will resist it, for your light exposes the shadows they wish to keep hidden. Just as the radiance of your appearance testifies to my presence, and just as the shift in your behavior and relationships confirms my work, so too does your peace become a sign that cannot be ignored. And those who live without peace will not always rejoice when they see it shining in you. Do not be surprised when you are misunderstood. Do not be alarmed when people twist your intentions, accuse you of arrogance, or call you distant. Even my son Jesus faced such rejection. In his own hometown, among his own people, they tried to drive him out, even to the point of attempting to take his life. If the one who was without sin endured rejection, why would you expect to walk free of it? Rejection is not proof of your failure. It is evidence of your alignment with me. Understand this: criticism and rejection are not reflections of your worth. They do not define your value. They are simply the discomfort of others when confronted with the work I am doing in you. Light always disrupts darkness. Growth always unsettles stagnation. And truth always challenges lies. When people criticize, it is often because your transformation forces them to see what they would rather ignore in themselves. Do not take their words as wounds. Take them as confirmation that you are walking in my purpose. The enemy will attempt to use criticism as a weapon. He will try to plant seeds of doubt, whispering that you are unworthy, that you have gone too far, that you should shrink back to who you once were. But hear me. Greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. The voice of the accuser cannot overpower the voice of your Father. The rejection of people cannot overturn the acceptance of your God. And the criticism of man cannot cancel the calling I have placed upon your life. So protect your peace, even in the midst of rejection. Do not allow the opinions of others to disturb what I have established within you. Let their words fall to the ground, for they cannot undo the promises I have spoken. Let their rejection pass like wind through the trees, for I remain constant. Fix your eyes on me, and you will see that their opposition is not the end of your journey. It is a sign that you are moving in the right direction. You must learn to rise above the noise. Not every battle deserves your attention, and not every accusation requires your defense. When criticism comes, remember that silence can be a shield. When rejection strikes, remember that peace can be your weapon. For your response does not need to be argument or retaliation. Your response can be to rest in the knowledge that I fight for you. Did I not promise in Exodus 14:14, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still"? And here is the truth I want you to hold tightly. No one can steal your peace unless you give them permission. My peace is a fortress. It is your inheritance as my child. It is the evidence that I am with you. Guard it well. Protect it with diligence. Do not let criticism pierce it. Do not let rejection shake it. Do not let negativity pollute it. For when you walk in peace, you walk in strength. When you live in peace, you live in freedom. And when you radiate peace, you testify to the world that I am alive within you. So stand firm, beloved. Let the criticism come, let the rejection arrive, for they cannot change who you are in me. You are loved. You are chosen. You are secure. And the peace I have placed within you is greater than any storm you will face, stronger than any word spoken against you, and unshakable in the face of every trial. This is how you protect your peace. This is how you endure rejection. This is how you walk in victory. Remain in me, and nothing, no voice, no opinion, no attack will ever be able to take from you what I have given. What does it mean, my child? To see with spiritual eyes rather than with human sight? Have you considered how different your life becomes when you no longer judge by appearances? When you no longer rely on the noise of this world to shape your choices, but instead discern with the wisdom of my Spirit? For this is one of the greatest gifts I have placed within you, the gift of discernment. It is my Spirit sharpening your vision so that you may separate truth from lies, light from shadow, sincerity from deception. Without discernment, you are vulnerable to every false word and hidden agenda. But with discernment, you walk in clarity, able to recognize what aligns with my will and what seeks to derail your purpose. Discernment is not suspicion. It is not paranoia or fear. It is divine clarity, a holy light that exposes what is hidden. My Spirit enables you to see beyond the surface, to recognize motives disguised by charm, to identify lies cloaked in half-truths, and to understand situations with wisdom that cannot come from human intellect alone. This gift protects you from being ensnared by schemes designed to confuse or mislead. And more than protection, it equips you to make decisions that are not only wise, but aligned with the path I have marked for you. With discernment, distractions lose their power. Where once your energy may have been scattered across countless pursuits, now your focus sharpens. You begin to understand that not everything deserves your attention. Not every opportunity is meant for you. Not every voice carries weight in your spirit. Discernment teaches you to let go of the things that do not belong, to release burdens that only slow you down, to refuse the temptations that masquerade as blessings but lead to bondage. And in this clarity, you discover the freedom to run the race I have set before you with perseverance. Do you remember the words of Hebrews 12:1? Let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. This is what discernment empowers you to do. It shows you the weights you carry unnecessarily. It reveals the sins that quietly cling to you. It uncovers the subtle distractions that seem harmless but slowly erode your focus. And once you see them, you are free to cast them aside, to strip off every burden that does not serve your journey, so that you may run unencumbered in the direction of your calling. Discernment does not only affect what you avoid, it also defines what you pursue. It teaches you to prioritize. No longer are you swayed by urgency that is not yours to bear. No longer are you entangled in the demands of those who do not walk in the Spirit. Instead, you begin to filter every decision through a single question. Does this align with my will? If it does, you pursue it with passion. If it does not, you release it without regret. This is the power of focus born from discernment. A life no longer scattered, but concentrated, purposeful, deliberate, holy. And as you walk in discernment, the enemy's deceptions lose their power. What once confused you now becomes clear. Where once you questioned your ability to know the truth, now you rest in the assurance that my Spirit guides you into all truth. The traps that once ensnared you are revealed for what they are, and the manipulations that once bound you lose their grip. You are no longer tossed back and forth by the waves of deceit, for your spirit is anchored in the clarity of my word. This focus brings peace. For when you know what is of me and what is not, you no longer waste energy on what does not matter. You no longer exhaust yourself trying to fix what I did not call you to fix, or striving after what I never asked you to pursue. Your life begins to narrow to the path I have set before you. And though the way may be demanding, it is filled with purpose. Every step becomes intentional. Every decision becomes infused with meaning. You discover that true freedom is not found in chasing everything, but in choosing only what is mine. But understand this: discernment is not given to glorify you. It is not a weapon to boast of your wisdom or to condemn others. It is a gift to guard your heart and align your life with my design. It is a call to humility. For as I reveal truth to you, I also call you to walk gently with others, remembering that their journey is not the same as yours. Discernment must be anchored in love, or it becomes pride. True discernment always leads you back to compassion, to intercession, to a deeper awareness of my grace in your life and in the lives of those around you. So guard this gift well. Use it daily. Let it shape your choices, your conversations, your priorities. Ask continually, Lord, what do you want me to see? What do you want me to release? Where do you want me to focus? And as you do, I will keep sharpening your vision, refining your clarity, and deepening your wisdom. My child, discernment and focus are not luxuries. They are necessities for the journey ahead. Without them, You will be weighed down by distractions and deceived by false voices. With them, you will walk in freedom, strength, and clarity. This is how you run your race, with perseverance, casting aside every burden, rejecting every snare, and pressing forward with eyes fixed on me. Trust that I have given you this gift not to overwhelm you, but to guide you, not to burden you, but to release you into the fullness of the life I have prepared for you. This is the power of discernment. This is the beauty of focus. And this is the path that leads you into my perfect will. My beloved, remember this. The transformation I am working within you is not only for your healing, your freedom, or your peace. It is not merely to lift you out of despair or to renew your strength, though I delight in doing these things for you. No, this transformation runs deeper. It is preparing you for a holy calling. You are not being refined in the fire just to shine quietly in a corner. You are being shaped to become a vessel of my glory, a living instrument through which my light will reach a world shrouded in darkness. Your renewal is not an end in itself. It is a beginning. It is the commissioning of your life into something larger than yourself, into the purposes of heaven that ripple far beyond what your eyes can see. I have chosen you not merely to survive, but to be a witness. Not only to be restored, but to bring restoration. Not just to walk in freedom, but to lead others toward freedom. The Spirit I have placed within you is not a passive presence. It is an active force, empowering you to step boldly into the work I have assigned to you. Every prayer you prayed, every tear you shed, every battle you endured has been shaping you for this moment. You are my servant, my messenger, my light in a world that desperately needs to see that I am real. But hear me clearly. Stepping into this calling will awaken a battle. For when you align yourself with my purpose, you also make yourself visible to the enemy. Transformation threatens the kingdom of darkness. Every step you take closer to me disrupts the hold he once had on your life. And because of this, resistance will come. Do not be alarmed when opposition rises, when manipulators try to entangle you again, when selfish voices attempt to belittle you, or when old chains seek to tighten. This is not a sign that you are failing. It is a sign that you are advancing. The resistance you face is proof that you are no longer standing still, proof that you are pressing forward into your destiny. The battle you now walk into is not against flesh and blood. It is not simply people who resist you. It is deeper. It is spiritual. The adversary uses those willing to be instruments of discouragement, those who fear your light because it exposes their shadows, those who mock your faith to silence your testimony. But I tell you this, they cannot overcome what I have placed within you. For greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. The opposition you encounter is powerless compared to the Spirit that dwells in you. Do not shrink back when you are opposed. Do not interpret conflict as abandonment. I promised you that in this world you would have trouble. But I also promised that I have overcome the world. And because you belong to me, you walk in that same victory. Romans 8:37 declares this truth with power. In all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. You are not merely enduring the battle, you are overcoming. You are not simply surviving the storm, you are rising above it with strength that comes from my Spirit. Yes, the enemy will try to drag you backward. He will attempt to lure you with old desires, to whisper lies that you are unworthy, to send voices of criticism to weaken your resolve. He will use people bound by pride, selfishness, or manipulation to provoke you, to tempt you to react, to pull you into battles that are not yours to fight. But you must remember, your war is not against them. Your war is in the Spirit, and the weapons of your warfare are not of this world. Prayer, faith, the word I have spoken, the presence of my Spirit, these are your weapons. They demolish strongholds, they silence lies, they bring down every thought raised against my truth. The opposition you face is not greater than the calling I have placed upon you. In fact, it is confirmation of it. The enemy does not waste his time on those who pose no threat to his plans. His resistance reveals that you are moving in the right direction, that you are stepping into ground he once claimed as his. Take courage in this. Every battle you face is evidence that your life has significance. Every arrow aimed at you is proof that your light is shining. Every attempt to silence you is testimony that your voice carries weight in my kingdom. I will not leave you unarmed in this battle. I will not call you into warfare without also equipping you to stand. I have clothed you in my armor, the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shoes of peace, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is my word. When lies come against you, wrap yourself in truth. When condemnation rises, stand firm in righteousness. When chaos stirs, walk in peace. When arrows fly, raise the shield of faith, for it will extinguish them. When doubt attacks your mind, remember the helmet of salvation and the assurance that you belong to me. And when you need to strike back, wield my word, sharper than any double-edged sword, a weapon that the enemy cannot withstand. You will not fight alone. I am with you in every battle. I strengthen your arms to fight. I steady your steps so you do not fall. I whisper courage when fear presses near. You are not abandoned in the struggle. You are accompanied by my presence. Even in the fiercest resistance, you will feel my Spirit rising within you, giving you boldness, resilience, and unshakable faith. The very moments the enemy intends to break you will become the moments I use to prove my power through you. Have you considered what it means that I chose you? That I looked upon your life and declared that it would carry my glory? I do not waste my Spirit. I do not call lightly. If I have set you apart, it is because I have destined you for impact. You will touch lives you do not yet know. You will carry hope into places that seem hopeless. You will shine light in corners where darkness thought it reigned. And though opposition may roar, it will never overcome the one I have anointed. Yes, the path will not always be easy. There will be moments of fatigue, moments when you wonder if the fight is worth it, moments when the weight feels too heavy. But remember this: my power is made perfect in your weakness. When you feel empty, I will fill you. When you feel faint, I will lift you. When you feel unworthy, I will remind you that my grace is sufficient. You will not fall, for I uphold you with my righteous right hand. So take courage, beloved. The calling upon your life is holy. The battle surrounding your life is real. But the victory that covers your life is secure. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory, for it has already been won through Christ. Every day you stand firm in faith. Every time you resist the enemy's lies. Every moment you walk in obedience. You are declaring to the world and to the heavens that you belong to me and that nothing can separate you from my love. Lift your head. Do not fear the battle. Embrace the calling, for you are more than a conqueror through the one who loves you, and no power of darkness, no voice of opposition No weapon formed against you shall prevail. Walk forward with boldness, for I, the Lord your God, am with you. My beloved, hear me now as I speak to you about the reward of walking in my Spirit. You have heard of the battles. You have seen the weight of transformation. You have felt the pull of opposition and the cost of surrender. But do not think for a moment that I call you into this path without pouring out blessings greater than you can comprehend. For every step you take in my Spirit carries with it treasures that cannot be purchased, cannot be stolen, and cannot be diminished by the shifting circumstances of life. These are not rewards that fade, nor gifts tied to fleeting seasons. They are eternal graces, anchored in me, flowing from my presence, sustaining you in every trial and lifting you into the fullness of the life I have promised. The first reward is peace, a peace so profound it transcends all understanding. It is not the peace the world offers, fragile and temporary, dependent on silence or the absence of conflict. No, this is my peace, the peace of God which guards your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. It is a peace that remains unbroken in the midst of storms, a calm assurance that I am in control, that nothing escapes my hand. When others collapse under the weight of anxiety, you will stand steady because my peace surrounds you. When confusion swirls and chaos presses in, you will remain anchored because my Spirit holds you. This peace is not an idea, it is a presence. It is me dwelling with you, whispering, "Do not fear, for I am with you." The second reward is purpose. When you walk in my Spirit, your steps are no longer aimless. You no longer wander, unsure of where you belong or what your life is meant to accomplish. Instead, your path becomes clear. Every step finds meaning. Every season carries value. Every trial becomes preparation. I align your desires with my will, and I reveal to you that nothing in your story has been wasted. Even the failures, the delays, the disappointments, all of it becomes part of the tapestry of my design. You begin to see that the closed doors were protection, that the long waits were preparation, that the battles were training for the victories to come. You discover that your life is not random. It is purposed, guided, and marked by my divine hand. And with peace and purpose comes joy, an unshakable joy that the world cannot give and cannot take away. This joy does not deny sorrow, it transforms it. It does not ignore trials, it rises above them. It is the joy of knowing that I am with you, that I am for you, that I am working all things for your good. It is the joy that sustains you when strength fades, that lifts your spirit when burdens press, that carries you when you feel too weak to go on. It is the joy Nehemiah spoke of when he declared, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." This joy becomes your power, your endurance, your testimony. Others may look at you and wonder how you smile in pain, how you worship in loss, how you endure with hope. The answer is this: your joy is not rooted in circumstance. It is rooted in me. Do you see, my child, how these three rewards, peace, purpose, and joy, intertwine to sustain you? Peace steadies your heart, purpose directs your steps, and joy strengthens your spirit. Together they create a foundation that cannot be shaken, a life anchored in eternity even while you walk through the temporary trials of this world. They are not dependent on success, wealth, or recognition. They are not bound by seasons of prosperity or struggle. They are eternal gifts, flowing from my spirit into your soul, available to you in every season and every circumstance. Consider what this means for your life. When failures come, you no longer see them as the end. You see them as lessons preparing you for greater victories. When trials arrive, you no longer despair. You understand that they are forging strength, producing perseverance, deepening faith. When delays stretch long, you no longer lose heart. You recognize that I am refining your character and positioning you for what is to come. Every challenge becomes a tool in my hands, shaping you into the vessel I designed you to be. Nothing is wasted, not a single tear, not a single prayer, not a single battle fought. All of it contributes to the greater purpose for which you were created. And as you begin to walk in this awareness, you will find that peace, purpose, and joy are not just internal rewards. They overflow into every part of your life. Your relationships shift because you no longer demand from others what only I can give. Your decisions change because you now prioritize what aligns with my will, rather than what satisfies temporary desires. Your presence impacts those around you because the peace you carry calms storms. The purpose you walk in inspires faith. And the joy you radiate becomes a light in the darkness. You become a living testimony of what it means to walk in my spirit. Do not underestimate these rewards, for they are greater than worldly treasures. Wealth can vanish, recognition can fade, health can falter, but peace, purpose, and joy endure. They remain with you in the valley and on the mountaintop, in the trial and in the triumph, in the quiet moments and in the public places. They are your inheritance as my child, gifts of grace given not because you have earned them, but because you walk with me. So I call you to embrace them fully. Do not allow the enemy to convince you that they are out of reach. Do not believe the lie that peace belongs only to others, that purpose is reserved for the chosen few, or that joy cannot exist in hardship. These are yours. I have promised them. I have placed them within you. All you must do is walk in my spirit, yield to my presence, and trust that I will provide. Lift your eyes to me and see how I am weaving your life into something greater. Trust that the struggles you face are not roadblocks, but stepping stones. Believe that the joy I have placed within you will sustain you in seasons when your own strength fails. And rest in the peace that no storm can take from you, for it is guarded by my hand. This is the reward of walking in my spirit. This is the life I have called you to live. A life of profound peace, unwavering purpose, and unshakable joy. A life where even the hardest trials are transformed into preparation, where even the deepest sorrows give way to hope, where even the fiercest battles end in victory. This is not temporary. This is eternal, and it is yours, now and forever, as long as you remain in me. My beloved, as you walk in the peace, purpose, and joy that my spirit provides, you must also understand that the path of transformation will not be without trials. The presence of difficulty does not mean my absence. It is often the very evidence of my refining work. Do not mistake challenges for punishment, nor hardships for abandonment. Instead, see them for what they truly are: instruments in my hand, tools designed to shape you, strengthen you, and prepare you for the fullness of the calling I have placed upon your life. Every trial you encounter is an opportunity for growth. Every obstacle before you is a classroom in which I am the teacher, molding your faith into something deeper, steadier, unshakable. Trials are not failures. They are invitations to trust me more. Where the world sees defeat, I see development. Where others see a setback, I am creating a setup for breakthrough. My word has declared this truth to you in Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. All things, both the victories and the valleys, both the celebrations and the sorrows, are being woven together into a pattern for your good. Nothing is wasted in my hands. This is why I call you to surrender, not to surrender in despair, as though giving up the fight, but to surrender in faith, handing me the reins of your life, trusting that I see what you cannot, and knowing that I lead with wisdom and love. Surrender is not weakness, it is the ultimate strength, for it declares that you rely not on your own limited power, but on my infinite might. It is the release of control so that my perfect plan can unfold. When you loosen your grip on your own understanding and place your confidence in me, you discover freedom greater than anything you could create for yourself. Surrender is not passive resignation. It is active trust. It is the bold decision to say, Father, not my will, but yours be done. It is aligning your desires with mine, even when my ways differ from what you expected. For my thoughts are higher than your thoughts, and my ways higher than your ways. To surrender is to exchange the illusion of control for the reality of peace. It is to say, I do not see the full picture, but I believe you do, and I will follow where you lead. And this surrender transforms the way you see trials. Instead of fearing them, you begin to embrace them as opportunities for growth. James 1:2-4 calls you into this perspective. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Do you hear what I am saying to you? Trials are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you. They forge perseverance within you. They strip away immaturity. They cultivate patience, wisdom, and resilience. And when the work is complete, you emerge stronger, steadier, and more complete in me. Think of the refining fire. When gold is placed in the furnace, it is not destroyed. It is purified. The heat exposes the impurities, separating what is worthless from what is precious. In the same way, your trials reveal what must be surrendered, what must be left behind, what cannot remain if you are to step into the greater purpose I have prepared for you. This is not cruelty. It is love. It is my hand removing what weakens you so that your life may shine with purity and strength. Yes, the process is uncomfortable. Yes, it stretches you, challenges you, confronts you. But it also grows you. And every step you take through the fire, every season you endure with faith, every hardship you surrender into my hands brings you closer to the likeness of Christ. For I am shaping you not to remain as you were, but to become who I created you to be. A vessel fit for my kingdom, a light shining in the darkness, a testimony of my grace. So when the storm comes, do not panic. When the trial lingers, do not despair. When the burden feels heavy, do not think you carry it alone. For I am with you in the fire. I am beside you in the storm. I am strengthening you even in your weakness. Did I not promise in Isaiah 41:10, Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Hold fast to this promise. Let it steady you in the face of every test, and remember this: surrender does not mean loss. When you place your life in my hands, you do not lose control, you gain direction. You do not lose freedom, you discover true liberty. You do not lose yourself, you find your true identity in me. Trials and surrender together become the path to transformation. They strip away what is false so that what is eternal may remain. They bring you to the end of yourself so that you may discover the beginning of my power. Do not despise the seasons of difficulty. Do not curse the moments that test your endurance. Instead, see them as holy opportunities. With each trial, I am strengthening the muscles of your faith. With each test, I am expanding your capacity for trust. With each surrender, I am drawing you deeper into relationship with me. You are being shaped for something far greater than you can yet see. So rejoice, even when the path is hard. Not because pain is pleasant, but because you know what it produces. Rejoice because you understand that perseverance is forming within you. Rejoice because you know that every test is temporary, but the fruit it produces is eternal. Rejoice because you see that through it all, I am faithful, and I am making you more like Christ. This is the mystery of trials and surrender. What seems to the world as loss becomes in my hands the very means of gain. What feels like breaking becomes the very thing that builds you. What appears to be defeat becomes the soil for your greatest victories. Trust me in this. Do not resist the refining, for it is preparing you for glory. Do not fear the testing, for it is proving your faith genuine. Do not withhold your surrender, for it is opening the way to peace, to freedom, and to joy. My child, the path of transformation will always include trials. But trials are not the end of the story. They are the means by which I bring you into the fullness of your destiny. And surrender will always feel like release. But release is not weakness, it is strength. For when you place everything into my hands, you find that I hold you, I guide you, and I lead you into a future greater than you could ever imagine. Trust me, even in the struggle. Yield to me, even in the uncertainty. For I am working all things for your good, and I will never fail you. My beloved, now that you have learned to surrender in trials and trust in my refining work, I must remind you of the foundation upon which your faith and your journey stand, your true identity in Christ. For too long, many of my children have defined themselves by their failures, by their wounds, or by the opinions of others. Too often they carry the weight of shame, regret, or rejection, allowing these voices to whisper that they are unworthy, unlovable, or disqualified. But I tell you the truth, none of these things determine who you are. Your identity is not rooted in your mistakes, nor is it secured by human approval. It is anchored in my eternal love, established before the foundation of the world, and sealed in Christ forever. Before you drew your first breath, I chose you. Before the creation of the heavens and the earth, I set my affection upon you. Ephesians 1:4 declares, "For he chose us in him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in his sight." Do you grasp the weight of this truth? Your worth is not something you must earn. It is something I declared over you before time began. I chose you not because of what you could accomplish, but because of who I created you to be, my beloved child, destined to reflect my glory. And because you are in Christ, you are not who you once were. 2 Corinthians 5:17 proclaims, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone. The new is here." This is not symbolic language. It is spiritual reality. The old self, the one bound by sin, defined by shame, chained to fear, is gone. It has no power over you. What remains is a new creation, born of my spirit, washed in my blood, and called to walk in the freedom of truth. You are not defined by your past. You are defined by my promises. You are not bound by what others think. You are rooted in what I have spoken. To embrace this new identity is to step out of the shadows of doubt and into the light of truth. It is to silence the lies that say you are not enough, that you are unworthy, that you are beyond forgiveness. It is to declare with confidence that you are chosen, redeemed, and beloved. When the enemy whispers accusations, remind him of the cross. For at the cross, every sin was nailed, every shame was broken, and every chain was destroyed. You no longer belong to the past. You belong to me. This identity frees you from fear. Fear of rejection loses its power, for you are already accepted in me. Fear of failure fades, for I do not measure you by worldly success, but by faithfulness. Fear of not being enough dissolves, for I am your sufficiency. As long as you root yourself in the truth of who you are in Christ, you will walk with courage. You will face challenges with boldness, knowing that you are not defined by outcomes, but by my unchanging love. And this identity not only frees you from fear, it strengthens you for purpose. When you know who you are, you no longer waste time trying to prove your worth. You no longer chase after empty recognition. Instead, you walk in alignment with the calling I have placed upon you. You begin to live with clarity, intentionality, and boldness, because your foundation is secure. You are not building your life on shifting sands of opinion. You are standing on the solid rock of my truth. Hear this clearly. You are loved, not with a fragile, conditional love, but with an everlasting love that no circumstance can alter. You are forgiven, not partially, not temporarily, but completely. Your sins remembered no more. You are purposed, not by chance, not by accident, but by divine design. I created you with intention, and every detail of your life is woven into my greater plan. To walk in this identity is to live free, free from comparison, free from insecurity, free from the relentless striving for approval. When you live in the identity I have given you, you radiate strength not because of your own power, but because you are rooted in mine. You shine with confidence not because of what you have done, but because of what I have done in you. You become unshakable, not because life does not test you, but because nothing can separate you from my love. Do not allow the world to label you. Do not allow the enemy to define you. Do not allow your past to dictate your future. I have called you by name, and you are mine. You are my masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which I prepared in advance for you to walk in. When you doubt your value, remember this: I shed my blood to redeem you. When you question your purpose, remember this: I placed my spirit within you. When you feel unworthy, remember this: I chose you before creation itself. This is your new identity, beloved, forgiven, chosen, and purposed. And when you embrace it fully, you will discover a boldness you never knew, a freedom you never imagined, and a peace that surpasses all understanding. For you will no longer live under the weight of lies, but under the truth that you are mine. So rise, my child, in the strength of who you are in Christ. Walk not as the person you once were, but as the new creation you have become. Let go of the shame, silence the fear, release the striving. Embrace the truth that your identity is secure, your value unshakable, and your purpose eternal. Live in this truth and let the world see the light of Christ shining through you. This is who you are, not by the judgment of man, not by the weight of the past, but by my everlasting word. And no voice, no failure, no power of darkness can take it from you. My beloved, now that you have been reminded of your true identity in Christ, I must draw your heart to the place where that identity is strengthened, nourished, and made unshakable: prayer. For prayer is not merely a ritual to soothe your conscience, nor is it simply a list of requests presented before me. Prayer is the living heartbeat of your relationship with me. It is the holy ground where heaven and earth meet, where your soul converses with its Creator, and where my Spirit searches the depths of your heart to bring renewal, conviction, and strength. Without prayer, faith withers. But with prayer, faith flourishes, because prayer is not just words, it is communion with the living God. Prayer is a dialogue, not a monologue. It is not simply you speaking into the silence. It is me responding, guiding, correcting, and assuring you. In the quietness of prayer, my Spirit examines what lies hidden within your heart. He reveals what must be healed, what must be surrendered, what must be refined. Have you not felt that gentle conviction in moments of stillness? That whisper drawing your attention to areas you overlooked, or reminding you of truths you needed to hear? This is the Spirit at work within you, shaping you to become more like Christ. Prayer is the open door through which this transformation takes place. And in prayer, faith is strengthened. Every time you kneel in surrender, every time you lift your voice in petition, every time you sit silently in my presence, your trust in me deepens. For prayer is not about controlling outcomes. It is about aligning yourself with my will. It is where you trade your anxieties for my peace, your questions for my wisdom, your weakness for my strength. Did I not promise you in Philippians 4:6-7, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." This peace is not imaginary. It is tangible. It is real. And it comes when you release your burdens into my hands. Too often, my children think of prayer only as a way to ask for what they want. But prayer is far more. Prayer is the declaration of your faith. Every time you pray, you proclaim that you believe I am listening, that you trust I am working, even when you cannot yet see the result. To pray is to declare dependence on me, to affirm that your life is in my hands, to invite my presence into your circumstances. It is a holy act of surrender, not simply a request for blessings. Prayer is not a tool to bend my will to yours. It is the pathway by which your will becomes aligned with mine. And I remind you, answers to prayer are not always immediate. Do not mistake silence for absence, nor waiting for denial. When you pray, I am always at work, even if the fruit of that work takes time to appear. Prayer requires perseverance, because it shapes not only your circumstances, but also your heart. Sometimes I delay the answer to grow your patience. Sometimes I answer differently than you expected to teach you trust. Sometimes I seem silent because I am doing a deeper work within you. But in every prayer, whether answered quickly or slowly, whether in the way you imagined or in a way you never considered, I am faithful. So come boldly into my presence in prayer. Do not hold back your heart. Speak your fears, your hopes, your questions, your longings. I am not weary of hearing you. I do not tire of your petitions. I delight in your voice, for you are my child. But also listen. Be still in my presence and allow my spirit to speak back. For prayer is a conversation, and my answers will bring clarity, direction, and peace if you quiet your heart to hear. Consider the strength that flows from this communion. Each moment you spend in prayer strengthens your spirit against the attacks of the enemy. Each time you pour out your burdens, you lighten the load that weighs on your soul. Each time you align yourself with my word in prayer, you sharpen your discernment to recognize truth from lies. Prayer is your lifeline, your fortress, your source of renewal. Without it, you walk in weakness. With it, you walk in power. And I tell you this, never think of prayer as wasted time. Even when nothing seems to change immediately, prayer changes you. It aligns your perspective with eternity. It teaches you to trust that I am working even when you cannot see. It strengthens your faith to believe that what I have promised will surely come to pass. Through prayer, you declare that your hope rests not in your own ability, but in my faithfulness. And this declaration resounds in the spiritual realm as a testimony of victory. So pray without ceasing. Let prayer be the rhythm of your life. In moments of joy, let it rise in thanksgiving. In seasons of struggle, let it flow as petition. In times of uncertainty, let it become stillness before me. Let prayer not be reserved for moments of crisis, but it be woven into every moment of your journey. For when you walk in constant communion with me, you will discover a peace that cannot be shaken, a strength that cannot be stolen, and a faith that cannot be destroyed. My beloved, do not underestimate the power of prayer. It is more than words. It is life. It is more than ritual. It is relationship. It is more than asking. It is aligning. It is the key that unlocks peace in your heart, clarity in your path, and strength in your spirit. Guard it, practice it, cherish it. For prayer is the sacred place where I meet you, transform you, and lead you into the fullness of my will. This is the power of prayer. This is the invitation I extend to you daily. Step into it with faith, and you will never walk the same again. Do you know, my child, that growth never comes from remaining where it is safe, predictable, and familiar? The path of transformation I have set before you will not be walked inside the walls of comfort. It will not be completed by clinging to what you have always known. For I, the Lord your God, am calling you to step beyond the borders of what feels secure, into the unknown, into the unseen, into the places where your dependence upon me must become absolute. It is here, outside of your comfort zone, that faith comes alive, that trust is refined, and that destiny unfolds. The spirit within you does not exist to keep you bound to what is easy. My spirit compels you forward into the new, into the deeper waters, into the territories that stretch you beyond your own strength. For if you remain in the familiar, you will only experience what you can do in your own power. But when you step out into the unknown at my command, you will encounter what only I can do through you. This is the difference between a life managed by human effort and a life propelled by divine calling. One yields control, but little fruit. The other demands surrender, but bears eternal harvest. You may look at yourself and feel unprepared, unqualified, unworthy. But hear this truth. I do not call the equipped. I equip those I call. You may see your weakness as limitation, but I see it as the very place where my strength can dwell. Did I not declare in 2 Corinthians 12:9, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness"? Your inadequacy does not disqualify you, it qualifies you for my power. For when you walk into the unknown carrying nothing but faith, my grace will be the provision, my spirit the guide, and my presence the assurance that you are not alone. Understand that leaving your comfort zone is not about recklessness. It is about obedience. It is not about chasing the unknown for its own sake, but about following where my spirit leads, even when the road is not clear. Trust is the foundation. To step out is to say, "Lord, I do not know what lies ahead, but I know you are already there." And in that step of faith, you will discover joy that surpasses fear and purpose that outweighs uncertainty. Yes, it will test you. The familiar is always easier than the unknown. The old patterns are always safer than the untraveled road. But the familiar cannot take you where I am leading. The safe cannot carry you into the extraordinary. The patterns of yesterday cannot hold the miracles of tomorrow. To remain in comfort is to resist the fullness of my purpose. But to step out in faith is to embrace the destiny for which I created you. Each time you move beyond what feels safe, you are making a declaration of trust. You are saying, "Lord, I believe your hand will guide me, your spirit will strengthen me, and your promise will sustain me, and I will not fail you." Every step taken in obedience will be met with my provision. Every risk taken in faith will be answered with my presence. Every sacrifice surrendered in trust will be repaid with joy that cannot be shaken. Do not allow fear to hold you captive. Fear whispers that you will fail, that you will be abandoned, that the unknown will consume you. But faith declares that I am with you, that I am for you, and that I have already gone ahead to prepare the way. Fear seeks to paralyze, but faith sets you in motion. Fear magnifies your weakness, but faith magnifies my power. The question is not whether you are strong enough. The question is whether you will trust that I am. Stepping out of your comfort zone is also stepping into intimacy with me. For when you have nothing else to lean on but my spirit, your heart learns to cling to me with greater dependence. It is there, in the place of uncertainty, that you will hear my voice most clearly, feel my presence most deeply, and see my hand most powerfully. The unknown becomes the sacred space where your faith matures and your relationship with me deepens. Think of this. If you always remain in control, you will never know the fullness of my sovereignty. If you always rely on your strength, you will never discover the magnitude of my grace. But when you walk into what feels impossible, you will encounter the truth that nothing is impossible with me. And when you see my hand moving in ways you could never orchestrate, your faith will grow, your worship will deepen, and your testimony will inspire others to trust me as well. This call to step out will not always be easy. Sometimes it will mean releasing relationships that no longer align with my purpose. Sometimes it will mean embracing assignments that stretch you beyond your skill. Sometimes it will mean walking into seasons where all you have is my word to sustain you. But each of these steps, though painful in the moment, leads to joy on the other side. For I never ask you to give up something without the intention of giving you something greater. The journey of faith was never meant to be lived in safety. Abraham left his homeland. Moses stepped into Pharaoh's courts. Joshua walked into the promised land. And the disciples left everything to follow my son. Each of them stepped out of comfort into calling. And each of them discovered that I am faithful. Will you do the same? Will you trust me enough to leave what feels safe in order to embrace what I have prepared? Beloved, your comfort zone may protect you, but it will also confine you. It may keep you from failure, but it will also keep you from victory. It may preserve what you know, but it will prevent you from receiving what I long to give. Do not settle for the shallow waters when I am calling you into the depths. Do not cling to the familiar shore when I am beckoning you to walk on waves. Do not anchor yourself in yesterday when I am opening doors to tomorrow. Step forward. Trust that my spirit will meet you in the unknown. Believe that my power will be made perfect in your weakness. And rejoice, for as you walk beyond your comfort zone, you are not walking into danger. You are walking into destiny. You are not stepping into emptiness. You are stepping into the fullness of life in me. So rise in faith, my child. Loosen your grip on the familiar. Take hold of my hand, and let me lead you where your eyes cannot yet see, but where my promises already await. This is the call of the Spirit, to move beyond comfort into courage, into purpose, into joy. Will you trust me enough to step out? My beloved, let us turn now to the evidence of a life transformed, not in hidden places alone, but in fruit that can be seen, touched, and experienced by all who encounter you. For the work of my Spirit within you is never meant to remain invisible. It produces results that flow outward, results that cannot be denied, results that testify to the reality of my presence. These results are what my word calls the fruit of the Spirit. They are not achievements of human effort, but living proof that my life is dwelling in you. When my Spirit takes root in your heart, He brings forth love. Not the shallow love of convenience, but the deep, unconditional love that mirrors my own. This love compels you to see others through my eyes, to forgive when it hurts, to extend compassion even to those who do not deserve it. And this love becomes a light in a world consumed by division and selfishness. Those who encounter you will encounter a glimpse of me, because love is the essence of who I am. From this love springs joy, a joy that is not shaken by sorrow or circumstance. This joy flows from the assurance that I am with you, that I am working for your good, and that my promises stand unbroken. It is not fleeting happiness. It is a constant wellspring that strengthens you in trials, and radiates hope to others. When others see your joy in the midst of hardship, they will know it is not of this world. They will know it is divine. Peace follows, a peace that guards your heart against fear and steadies your mind when the storm rages. This peace is the anchor that allows you to stand firm when others falter. It is the calm assurance that I am in control. And when those around you see you resting in peace when everything else is shaking, they will be drawn to the source of your strength. Your peace will not only keep you, it will inspire them to seek the same. Patience is another fruit, a quiet strength that waits without complaint, that endures without bitterness, that trusts in my timing, even when the wait is long. This patience transforms the way you respond to others, making you slow to anger and quick to listen. It softens conflicts and heals relationships. And in a world that rushes and demands instant gratification, your patience will shine as a countercultural witness of my Spirit at work within you. Kindness and goodness also grow in you, shaping the way you move through the world. Kindness is love in action, expressed in gentleness, compassion, and care. Goodness is integrity, choosing what is right even when it is costly. walking in honesty and righteousness because you belong to me. These qualities make your life a testimony, a beacon that points others to my truth without you needing to speak a word. Faithfulness emerges as well. The steady devotion that does not waver when trials come. The loyalty that reflects my covenant love. This faithfulness makes you trustworthy, reliable, and steadfast, both in your walk with me and in your relationships with others. It is faithfulness that causes people to recognize that your life is built upon something solid, something eternal. Gentleness grows alongside this faithfulness. It is not weakness, but strength under control, the humility that reflects the heart of Christ. Gentleness disarms hostility, calms tension, and creates space for healing. It allows you to speak truth in love and to carry authority without arrogance. This gentleness will cause others to feel my presence when they are near you. And finally, self-control. This fruit gives you mastery over impulses and discipline in your actions. It is the evidence that my Spirit reigns over your desires, that you are no longer bound by old habits or enslaved to temptation. Self-control empowers you to walk in freedom, making choices that glorify me and protect your soul. Do you see, my child, how these fruits are not only for you, but for the world around you? They transform your personal life, yes, but they also ripple outward, affecting your family, your friendships, your community. When people see love where hate once dwelt, joy where sorrow once reigned, peace where fear once dominated, they will ask, what has changed? And the answer will be this: my Spirit has taken residence in you. Your life becomes a testimony, not because of eloquent words, but because of the fruit that others can see. You become a living witness of my power, a reflection of my character. And through your life, others will be drawn to me. As Jesus said in Matthew 5:16, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." The fruit of the Spirit is that shining light, undeniable, irresistible, unmistakable. Remember this: the fruit does not grow by striving, it grows by abiding. Stay rooted in me, and these qualities will flourish. Stay connected to my Spirit, and they will ripen in season. You cannot produce them on your own. They are the natural overflow of my presence in your life. As you yield to me daily, as you surrender your heart to my shaping, the fruit will grow without fail. And know this too: the world may resist your light. Some will feel threatened by the transformation they see in you. They may mock, criticize, or withdraw. But do not fear. The fruit I grow in you is not for their approval. It is for my glory. And no opposition can silence the witness of a life truly transformed. So walk in this fruit, my beloved. Let it be your testimony. Let your love, your joy, your peace, your patience, your kindness, your goodness, your faithfulness, your gentleness, and your self-control bear witness to my Spirit within you. Let them draw others not to you, but to me. For when you live bearing the fruit of the Spirit, you live as a living declaration of my grace, a walking testimony of my kingdom, and a shining light to a world that longs for hope. This is the life I have called you to, fruitful, radiant, and overflowing with evidence of my presence. Let the fruit of my Spirit be your legacy, and through it, let the world know that you are mine. My beloved, as you have heard of the fruit of the Spirit and the testimony it brings to the world, I now call you to hear this final and sacred invitation. For the journey of transformation is not complete until you learn to walk fully in my spirit and in my grace. This is the life I have purposed for you, not one marked by striving in your own strength, not one weighed down by endless fear or uncertainty, but a life of intentional surrender, lived moment by moment in my presence. In this world of hurry, noise, and constant pursuit of answers, waiting on my plan feels like the hardest thing of all. I know how your heart longs for resolution, how your soul grows weary when answers delay. But hear me clearly. My timing is never late, and it is never wasted. What you call delay, I call preparation. What feels like denial is often protection. What seems to you like silence is the very ground upon which I am working unseen, aligning every detail for your good. Did I not declare in Isaiah 55:8-9, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Every moment of waiting is sacred. It teaches you dependence, it strengthens your perseverance, and it deepens your faith. Do not despise the seasons where nothing seems to move. For in those very seasons, I am moving most profoundly in you. I am refining your patience. I am shaping your character. I am preparing your heart to carry the blessings I am about to pour out. If you rush ahead of me, the weight of those blessings could crush you. But if you wait on me, you will be ready to walk in them with strength and humility. To walk in my spirit is to live with intention. It is to wake each day not as if it were ordinary, but as if every breath, every step, every word holds eternal significance. It is to look at the work of your hands, the conversations you share, and even the smallest tasks with the awareness that I am present in all things. Walking in my spirit means that no moment is wasted, for every moment is touched with divine purpose. When you live this way, your life becomes a continuous offering of worship, not only in prayer and song, but in action, thought, and presence. And yet, I know the weight of surrender feels heavy. To yield your plans, your desires, and your understanding is not easy. But this surrender is not loss. It is gain. It is the release of your limited vision for the embrace of my eternal perspective. It is letting go of control to discover that I am already guiding every detail. Surrender is not weakness. It is power, because it allows me to accomplish in you what you could never accomplish on your own. This life in the Spirit cannot be separated from my grace, for grace is the foundation of all I have given you. It is by grace you are saved, through faith. And this is not from yourselves, it is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. Grace means you do not earn my love, you do not achieve my forgiveness, you do not strive to secure my favor. All of these are already yours, freely given through the sacrifice of Christ. Grace is the assurance that your failures do not disqualify you, that your past does not define you, that your weakness is not the end of your story. Grace is not permission to remain as you are. It is power to become who I created you to be. It frees you from the chains of sin, but it also empowers you to live in holiness. It reminds you daily that you are loved beyond measure, and it strengthens you to love others with the same mercy you have received. To walk in grace is to live with humility, knowing that everything you are is a gift, and to extend that same gift outward, to forgive, to show compassion, to welcome the broken, to uplift the weary. My grace is not meant to stop with you. It is meant to flow through you, shaping communities marked by love, mercy, and restoration. As you walk in the Spirit, guided by grace, You will discover meaning in the ordinary and strength in the extraordinary. The conversations you once overlooked will become opportunities to reveal my heart. The tasks that seemed mundane will take on eternal weight when done in my name. Even your struggles will transform into testimonies, for grace redeems every season. But I call you to more than individual transformation. I call you to become an agent of grace in the world. The love, patience, and kindness my Spirit produces in you are not just for your comfort, they are for the healing of those around you. Extend the grace you have received. Speak words that lift rather than words that wound. Offer forgiveness where bitterness once reigned. Create spaces where others can encounter my love through your actions. In this way, your life becomes a living testimony, not just of who you are, but of who I am within you. This call is urgent, for the world is desperate for what only my Spirit and my grace can bring. Many chase peace but cannot find it. Many seek love but only encounter disappointment. Many strive for purpose but remain empty. You carry within you the answer they seek, not in yourself, but in me. When you walk in the Spirit and live by grace, you shine as a light that draws others out of darkness and into hope. So I say to you, do not grow weary in well-doing. Do not let the delays discourage you. Do not let the trials distract you. Fix your eyes on me. Trust that my timing is perfect, my Spirit is sufficient, and my grace is enough. Live each day with intention, surrendered to my will, and let your life be the testimony that points others to me. For I have chosen you. I have called you. I have equipped you. And I am sending you into the world, not in your own strength, but clothed in my Spirit and sustained by my grace. Walk boldly, for you are not alone. Walk humbly, for everything you are is a gift. Walk joyfully, for the reward is already assured. This is my final call to you. Step fully into the life of the Spirit. Let go of fear. Let go of striving. Let go of doubt. Embrace my grace. Trust my timing. Surrender your plans to my will. And as you do, you will find a peace that cannot be shaken, a purpose that cannot be stolen, and a joy that cannot be extinguished. My beloved, the world may rush, but you are not bound to its pace. The world may demand, but you are not captive to its pressure. You belong to me, and in me, you will find all that you need: guidance, provision, strength, and love. So rise now, take my hand, walk in my Spirit, live in my grace, and let your life shine as a beacon of hope until the day you stand with me in glory. My beloved, as we bring this message to a close, I want you to hold fast to this truth. The Holy Spirit is not finished with you. The work that has begun in your heart is not fleeting or temporary. It is a lasting transformation, shaping you from the inside out, preparing you for the fullness of my plan. Trust that every prayer, every step of surrender, every moment of waiting is drawing you deeper into my purpose. I thank you for opening your heart to receive these words. Your presence here matters, and I treasure each one who listens with faith and longing. Whether you have supported this mission through your gifts or simply by being here, know that I see you, I value you, and I bless you. Now, I invite you to take one more step of faith with me. Share this message so others can encounter the same hope. Subscribe so you may continue to walk with this community of faith, growing together in strength and encouragement. Leave a comment. Write, "The Spirit is working in me," as a declaration that you are embracing this transformation, and as a testimony that can inspire others. Your interaction is not just participation, it is part of building a fellowship where lives are uplifted, prayers are united, and faith is strengthened. As you go forward, may my abundant blessing cover you. May peace anchor your soul, may joy overflow in your heart, and may courage rise within you for every step ahead. May my grace surround you in every season, and may my love be the light that guides your way. You are not alone, for I am with you always. Walk in the Spirit, live in my grace, and let your life shine. Until the next message, remain in my peace and my love.